Well, let's spatchcock this chicken. Got this today from Nino's. Don't need this. When I told Kara I was going to spatchcock a chicken today, she was like, "What? I don't want anything that has anything to do with spatchcocking anything." I'm going to get this set up, and essentially what we're going to do is we're going to butterfly this chicken. The reason for it is so it'll cook more evenly. And if you've ever cooked a chicken or a turkey, you always know on the bottom of the pan, all these little dark meat pieces and stuff like that get all soggy and nasty and nobody ever eats it. So this way we kind of avoid that. So all we need to do, you need to get yourself a good pair of shears, and what we're going to do is the backbone runs right down through here. And I'm just going to cut along this side and cut along this side and remove the backbone from this chicken. So find that backbone, and you're going to need a good pair of shears for that, and you'll hear that crunching. Cut to that. That side, and you can see the backbone right here, and we just cut through those bones. So now I'm just going to come down the other side. Watch your fingers, because you don't want to slip, catch one of those fingers on the side here. After I'm done with this, I'm just going to roast this turkey in the oven. We're done. So we're just going to put that off to the side. A little bit of the innards here. Looks like heart or liver, or actually it looks like... Now that we got that backbone out, what we do is take this chicken, flip this baby over, open this up a little bit. You can see these lies here, and I'm just going to apply a little pressure. You hear the crack, and now it'll be nice and flat in our pan like that. Got a little extra feather here. Pull that out. And so this way, we're not really going to eat anything on this side of the chicken anyways, but everything on the top side is going to get nice. We're going to season it up so the skin gets really crispy and nice and brown, and put some herbs on it, and we should be good to go. And then if we put it in a pan with some vegetables, those vegetables can cook along with it and get some of the juices and taste from the juices, and you get kind of like a one-pan meal out of it. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So now that we got that backbone out, we're going to season this chicken up. We're going to do both sides. And use a decent amount of salt on it. And we're going to use some pepper. Put some herbs on it. Just wash my hands. Carrie would definitely be using gloves to touch this thing. And this chicken that we got was on ice at the store, so we gotta let it come up to room temperature before we actually start cooking it. So it's still a little cold now, and the reason they do that is so it'll cook a little more evenly. Got some herbs here. This perfect opportunity to try out My new knife, I got some rosemary and I got some thyme. For rosemary, all we're gonna do is just go backwards on this. Pull off these little leaves here. I'm sure dry stuff would work just as well. Maybe a little bit more. So we got these. I don't think I want it too fine. I want you to be able to see what it was still. A little bit of that. Rub this in. And when we cook this chicken, the first thing we're going to do is sear it in the pan on the skin side so we get that nice color on it before we put it in the oven. Pull off some of this from the thyme. Thyme and rosemary always seems to go with chicken and turkeys, it seems. I think people can do a little bit of sage too, but nobody in this family likes sage too much, so I'm going to skip the sage. This is probably like the second or third time I've pan roasted chicken. Same thing, just pulling off these pieces here. Just gonna do a rock chop, palms on the cutting board, fingers out of the way. Nice little. You can use the knife as a little scooper. That's what we got here. And that actually looks pretty good there. Well, that's getting ready. We'll make some carrots, some glazed carrots to go with it. So I bought these at the store today. Actually, I don't need these. And actually, you can save these, and they're a little bit sweeter than the other herbs that we have. If you dice them really small, they actually have pretty good flavor to them. I'm gonna take these. I'm just gonna put these to the side just in case I want to use those later. Just gonna peel some of these. And they're just gonna cook in a pan with some apple cider vinegar, some honey, some herbs, some oil, and we're going to cook them slow so they actually, the sauce gets real thick, almost like a glaze. Maybe drizzle some balsamic glaze over it at the end to finish it off. Actually, some people don't even peel the carrots, they just wash them really good. I like leaving a little bit of stock on there. I think it gives it a little bit of presentation to it. got a few of them because I knew once I peeled them, there wasn't going to be a lot left of each of them. But these are going to be a lot more tender than those big, thick ones you get at the store that are like super, super thick and hard. So these are going to have a nice sweet flavor to them. Get these potatoes ready. I just had some red potatoes. Just cut them in half, threw them in a bowl. We're gonna get some garlic ready. You always get down to that little piece and then you wonder, man, this thing is gonna go one way or the other, you're gonna get a finger. So what you do is you just flip that over. So now it's stable, now it's not going to move. Same thing, got a little nub, let that fall over. And now we have garlic ready. And then what we can do is just rock chop these. Doesn't have to be super fine. The thinner it is, the faster these are going to cook. And if I'm putting them in the oven to roast, it's just going to be quicker for them to burn. So we don't really need a real small, tiny little pieces. And do one more. Everybody likes garlic. And all we're going to do, we're not going to get fancy with these potatoes. We're just going to use a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper on them. They're going to put a lot in there. We always add salt and pepper, but put too much, you're not going to be able to take it out. Just going to toss these a little bit until they get coated with everything. So you can see it, they're nice and coated now. So we're just going to set those to the side. Alright, chicken's almost up to room temp. Got the oven preheated at 400. Just gonna put a little lemon zest on in the chicken too, not too much. Microplaner. It's pretty fancy. I would say honestly until I started doing a little more cooking. I never knew this thing was in our kitchen, but helps with giving a little bit of that zest. And you don't want any of that white stuff when you're zesting. That's the stuff that's got that bitter taste to it. Alright. We just put some of these potatoes that we did earlier onto this pan, and I'm going to throw them in the oven here shortly. The chicken just went in a little bit ago, so we're going to let these cook at the same time, about 400, so hopefully they'll finish about the same time. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and do these carrots in the saucepan on the oven top. So we'll see how those come out.
Take a look, getting ready to put those carrots and potatoes in. Check on the chicken. Brown and nice. Let that cook for a little longer. Let's put these potatoes in. Let those cook. Check back in a little bit. Carrots are coming out nicely. Alright. Let's check the temp.